Uh, I'm going to talk about the franchising and its various benefits in India. We are going to look at both the legal as well as the business aspects of franchising. So before I start, let's look at what is franchise. Franchising is an arrangement between two parties where the franchisor grants the right to use the trademark as well as certain business systems and processes to produce and market a product or service. Many of the restaurant stores you visit today are based on franchise business. Most of the food chains talk about KFC, McDonald's, Domino's, Bata, are all such examples of franchise business. When you enter into a franchise business, you are buying the right to use a proven and established business system with the proven pricing, products, and marketing techniques as well. Franchise is a business that is same at all the places you visit. If you look at the McDonald's at any place in India, you will find the same quality, you will find the same prices, all due to the branding and the relationship with the franchisor. I think franchising is an amazing business. It is fantastic for the franchisor who can spend his brand using someone else's money. And for the franchisee, it is fantastic because he can reduce his risk while starting its own business. And taking advantage of others' trademarks. Franchising is far less risky than starting your own business. This is what the franchise is all about. Why one should go for franchise? It provides a franchisee a recognized brand name as well as a reputed brand name. It also increases the business image of the product. And the franchisee is not required to worry about the consistent quality of the products. Consumers also get benefit because of that. They know that if there is a particular brand, they expect a certain quality, and certain quality, the consumers are given assurance about that quality. So how to assess a prospective franchise? If you're a business looking for a franchise, these are some of the factors which you need to consider. You need to find out the demand for the products offered by a particular franchise in your local jurisdiction or in your local area. You need to assess the reputation and reliability of the franchisor. You need to know that what was the history of that franchisor, was he successful in other jurisdictions as well, that all information needs to be obtained. You need to have an idea about the sales. You should have an idea about the sales projection. What would be your target for 1 year or say a few months? You need to find out from other franchises the support services, the quality of support services. What happens is that there are a lot of franchises and there are some franchises which are very technical in nature. They require a lot of support services. And therefore, it is very much required that you should find out from the other franchises which are available in your jurisdiction about the quality of support services. You need to work out the amount of capital that is needed upfront. Depending upon your skill set and the budget, you can have a selection of franchise. After that, after going through all the pros and cons, you can have one. You can select your franchise depending upon your skill set and budget. The scope of franchise business is very wide today. There are so many sectors, there are so many brands which are franchisable today. Some of the sectors and the brands are shown on the slide: automotive, advertising and media services, beauty and health, business recruitment, dealers, distributors, education, entertainment, fashion, food and beverages, hotels and resorts, manufacturing, retail. So you talk about any business, there are chances that you will find a franchisable business there. So what are the requirements for franchising? These are some of the important factors which you need to consider to see if your business is franchisable. First of all, you should have a profitable business. If your business is not profitable, there are chances that franchise business may not be available to you. Second, this is very important. The question here would be, can you duplicate your business model? In franchising, you need to show that every franchise business operates in the same way as the company operates its own business. If you are trying to sell some product in any remote location of India, then the quality of that product should be similar to the products which are going to sell in any metropolitan city. and if there is any proprietary information in the product or in the recipe that needs to be protected under a confidential or non-disclosures agreement. IP ownership is very important. The businesses need to have all its trademark, slogans, all they should be registered because at the end of the day they are the cornerstone for your franchise business. Coming to the legal framework, as in there is no specific law pertaining to franchising in India. However, franchising as a business is linked with various business and industry specific laws. Franchising is a contractual relationship between two parties, therefore the Indian Contract Act would be applicable. Under the Contract Act, contract is an agreement enforceable by law. Therefore, the elements like offer and acceptance of the offer, lawful consideration, lawful object, free consent of the parties, competence of parties to enter into the agreement, all should be there in the agreement to be enforceable. Franchisor is the owner of intellectual property rights, and therefore there should be suitable clauses in the agreement to protect the franchisor's interest. The relationship should not be anti-competitive and should not have appreciable adverse effect on the competition. Consumer protection laws are also very important. If goods are found to be defective, then both franchisee as well as franchisor would be held liable under the consumer protection laws. So that point needs to be considered while doing a franchise business. Taxation is also very important. Taxation, because of the royalty which is involved in this case, a royalty which is paid by the franchisee to the franchisor for the use of intellectual property rights would be subject to tax on the gross amount paid. And if there is an international franchise agreement, then you need to see that the provisions of double taxation avoidance agreement, if any, with that particular country. So these are some of the legal points which need to be considered in the franchising business. Generally, there are two types of franchises: product distribution franchises and business format franchises. Coming to the first, product distribution franchises is more like is similar to the supplier-dealer relationship. Under this, the dealers are given the right to distribute the products for the manufacturer. This is it's a very old system of franchising, which is still very much in use. Franchisers may be required to follow certain guidelines, and under that, the franchisee may be asked to sell only the franchisor's product exclusively. Some of the well-known product distribution franchises are Coca-Cola, Nike, Maruti Suzuki, and Toyota. Coming to the business format franchising, here the integration of business is more complete. This format is very popular and provides the franchisee a proven business model with recognized product and brand. The training is and the assistance is provided by the franchisor to the franchisee in setting up the businesses. Supplies are purchased from the franchisors and the franchisee pays a royalty fee. Franchisee not only distributes the franchisor's products and services under the franchisor's trademark, but also implements the franchisor's complete method to conduct the business itself. Here the statement, the complete method to conduct the business itself, makes this format different from the earlier one. Most of the food chains are the examples of business format franchising. Franchising is a very popular way that many entrepreneurs use it to grow their already established businesses, and a few end up going global as well. You need to have the right product